Hello and welcome to the feature interview. I'm Olivia Bailey in a little bit of a different role today, but we're talking about some important issues nonetheless. I have Cristina Airado, and she's an activist who actually went to Washington, D.C. to protest the Keystone Pipeline. Cristina, thank you for being on the set.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a major issue right now, and a very active issue right now. Actually, legislation was just passed, so a lot of things going on. Let's start out at the beginning of this. The Keystone Pipeline is a pipeline that's going to carry oil from Canada to Mexico. How did you get involved in this process?
Well, I am a member of 350.org, so I get all of their news feeds and all of that, and so I became aware of this issue, I want to say about a year and a half ago. It's been ongoing for about 4 years now, actually, but it's been in the forefront for about 2 years now, and there was a rally last year that I and 2 other students attended, and it was enough to push the issue aside for the elections. President Obama did not want to state his approval or disapproval of the pipeline until after elections. Of course, it's a political move, but now it's back in the forefront because the decision has to be made, and it's going to be made in the summer.
And for you as an activist, what is the most important issue involved with this whole process?
Well, I think the most important thing about this pipeline is that it is going to set a precedent. What we need to really think about is that it's actually an unconventional fossil fuel. So it's not unconventional fossil fuels are actually much dirtier, and they're much more inefficient in terms of extraction. So really, if we approve this pipeline, it would set precedent for taking this nation in a path of an energy future that is not sustainable, and it's really not going to set the right tone that we really need right now in the face of climate change. And it's certainly not what President Obama said when he was inaugurated. He said that climate change would be one of his main focuses, and so this would definitely set a precedent against what he said. So
this is being called one of the largest climate rally in United States history, of over 35,000 people in Washington just a couple of weeks ago. What were you hoping to accomplish by going up to Washington, D.C. with other students from the college?
Well, I was precisely hoping to add to that number of the I think it was somewhere around a little under 40,000 people showed up to that rally, which was fantastic. So that was my main goal, was to add to that number, to be another representative of a citizen of the United States that's against this pipeline. And
what was the discussion of the Emory students as you guys were going up there? Was there anything concrete that you're hoping for in the near future from this?
Well, there's really we're just gonna continue backing 350.org and Credo Action, some of the national organizations that are building awareness and advocacy against the pipeline. So we're just going to continue doing some localized efforts. We've been working with Reese Shearer, who's a fantastic community leader, and he helped us commute up to, we actually rode in 2 Priuses, which we felt was appropriate. So we're just going to continue working as best we can here locally, although this is more of a coal-focused area, so it's a little bit different, but all the same, it's important that we also keep an eye out on this issue, since it's a very important issue.
And this college is actually in Southwest Virginia, Emory and Henry is, which is a coal-focused area. What type of courage did it take, I guess, going up there, being in the midst of all this at Emory and Henry? Did you guys receive any backlash or anything like that from going up to the rally?
Well, I've been involved with some mountaintop removal activism, and really, actually, a year ago, I took an alternative spring break trip, and I got to understand the mountaintop removal issue a little bit and all of its nuances. So I've been sort of already aware of some of the hotly contested issues behind fossil fuel alternatives and all of that. So It did take some courage to go up there, but really the protest wasn't really a protest. It was more of a rally. It was actually set on President's Day weekend in support of what the president has already said about taking a stance against climate change. So it wasn't so much courage. It didn't take so much courage as just inspiration and motivation to back our president for what he's already said. And so it was a rally. It was just people coming together to stand behind our president for President's Day weekend.
And since just last week there was some legislation passed actually talking about the pipeline, what's your knowledge on that and what it's supposed to move forward?
Well, I'm glad you're bringing this up because this is really important. So now, in the face of this fiscal cliff dilemma, we're seeing some bills that are introduced, some budget bills that are being introduced into Congress. And we all know that there are riders out there that are possibly going to go through with these budget bills that absolutely have to pass. And a bill that was introduced last week actually has a Keystone Pipeline rider that would approve the pipeline. Now, it is supposed to be the President and the State Department's decision to approve the pipeline because it is a continental issue. It involves Canada because of the oil sands are coming from Alberta down to Texas. So it is supposed to be the President's decision based on his executive power. But this bill, this rider really is actually going to use a commerce clause that's in our Constitution, and they're going to try to approve it in that way. And so it's legal, and we're hoping that Senate will say no. We need at least 40 no votes, and so this is something that's coming up very, very soon. So in fact, we may not have until summer to decide on the pipeline. It may be coming up very soon with these budget bills that are being passed. And so if you want to say anything about, if you want to talk to your senators, if you feel like you want to contact someone, you should and talk about the pipeline, you should definitely go on 350.org to make sure you understand the issues, and then also contact your Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine, and let them know how you feel about the issue, because this is coming up really soon. They're going to pass or not pass this bill very soon.
So I guess just briefly, what does this mean as far as you just having this big rally and then this news coming up about this new bill? What does that mean to you? Do you feel like your work is lost, or do you think this is more empowering from that bill?
I feel it's really great to be a part of this because it's happening right now, and we can make a difference. So yes, I feel really empowered. I definitely, just being aware of the political process, I mean, sometimes it can be a little disheartening, but overall, I'm really happy to be a part of this process, and hopefully, no matter what is decided, I'm going to be happy that I went through it.
Well, Cristina, I want to thank you for your citizenship and your activism, and being a student on this Emory and Henry campus willing to take a stand, and thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you. This has been your feature interview on EHCtv.